What is going on, my Super Sandwiches? Rhymestyle here, and today I'm joined by Geekdom for some more Dragon Ball Super Talk. I'm going to try to bring back the discussions because, obviously Geekdom will agree with me right now, but there's a lot to talk about, and I've been kind of holding back. I haven't been doing discussions that much in the last couple weeks just because there hasn't been really that much to talk about, and I don't want to just kind of dive into something with, as little information as possible. But with every single new episode of Dragon Ball Super and every little reveal we've been getting, there's been more and more to talk about. So expect the discussions to become back heavily over the course of the next couple of weeks. Actually, no, months, right? Months, yeah.
I would say months, yes.
Yeah. So today specifically, I wanted to kind of talk about what happened in the last episode. So there's going to be a small spoiler in case you haven't watched it yet. I kind of waited a couple days for the episode to air, get released, to give everybody some time to watch it. So if you haven't really watched it, well, shame on you, because, my God, dude, Majin Buu was a beast. So I guess this is your last chance to leave before we reveal the small detail of what happened in that episode. Y'all good? All right. So, Geekdom. Something very special happened in that fight. Do you want to kind of break down what happened there? I'm talking about the...
Majin Buu kicked a lot of ass, bro.
He did.
That's what happened.
But there were two specific things though that happened. There was no ring out, and it was basically like fight until they can't fight. I think what the Grand Priest said was until the Omni-Kings are satisfied.
That's right.
Now
the ring out rule, it happened, and then the Omni-Kings, Goku was like, "Hey, in our tournament, ring out means that it's a victory." And then the Omni-King was like, "Nah, we want this to continue."
Yeah.
Yep.
Now, I will say this. They did say that they will figure out the official rules by the time the tournament starts. And this could very well change. For all we know, when the actual tournament starts, they'll do like the actual Budokai Tenkaichi, where it's like...
Tenkaichi Budokai.
Tenkaichi Budokai.
Yeah, just because the game got it backwards doesn't mean that the actual thing is backwards.
The game is still in my head.
I know.
We don't know if the actual the final tournament, the real tournament, the for realsies one, is going to allow killing, is going to have a ring out rule, any of that stuff. But let's just say it does. And what would that mean for the series? Now, in the comment section below, what I want to know from you guys is your own thoughts of what you guys think would happen if that was the case. And the reason why it's a big deal, Geekdom, do you want to kind of break down why that is an important little detail to toss in there if that was the case?
Well, anytime you change the rules of anything, it's always a big deal. But I think as far as in the universe of Dragon Ball, I think it's a huge deal because now, from what we understand, when we have a tournament fight or whatever, it's going to be multi-person or whatever, you have to defeat your opponent decisively. It's no longer about, a ring out. So, for example, in the past, like with Goku versus Botamo, we saw that Goku was having trouble because Botamo's special ability is that he can transfer techniques and blunt force trauma to other universes and other galaxies, other dimensions, whatever Jocko said, other realms. So Goku was having trouble actually, beating him. So what he did was he grabbed him by the feet and ringed him out. When you ring somebody out in a tournament, you don't really want to hurt them. It's just a quick way to get a quick victory. That's not the case anymore. Now it's a lot more challenging for all of the fighters because now they have to literally, as far as I understood it, brother, it was a knockout or submission. Submit, surrender, or you get knocked out, you lose. And that's the only way to win this thing. So now, ring outs and cheap ways out, like, a couple guys accidentally hit their toes outside the ring. That's not happening. And actually, I kind of feel dumb because we should have kind of seen this coming. Because when you look at the arena or whatever that's already been revealed to us, there really is no ring out. There's no place for them to go.
They're fighting at the top.
Yeah, we should have known this before it even happened, that they were going to do something like this. But now it's confirmed that it's it's not confirmed, but it's very likely that in the actual tournament now you have to knock the person out completely, which means that means that Botamo is going to probably lose. Maybe he'll win. I don't think so, but he's probably going to lose, and we're going to actually see somebody counter that. These guys have to lose for real. You're gonna get knocked out one way or another to be eliminated.
What I was going to say is a couple things that's very important about this. Number one, the fighters are tough. This is not just like Universe 6. Like Universe 6, I feel like, outside of Hit, their team wasn't really set to fight. They're not really made to like fight in a tournament style format. They're basically cheaters. The way Champa made that tournament is he was trying to favor it all on their fighters from having like that stupid glass thing when Magetta was fighting or when Frost was doing his poison. Hey, let me ask you a question. This is a question for you. If Frost would have fought Goku with no rules for killing, who would have won?
If it went exactly the same way that it did, with no rules for killing. If it went exactly the same way, I think. Well, wait, with or without ring outs? That's the question. Is it?
Well, the reason why I say that is because you know how they revealed that Frost has that other poison that's like deadly. Now imagine if he would have just injected Goku with that poison instead of the one that kind of made him wobbly.
Well, that's what I'm saying. With ring outs, and I did a video about this ages ago. But with the rules the way that they were, Universe 6 would have probably beaten Universe 7 for the most part, because you've got Botamo, you've got Frost's little dart thing. Yeah, I think that he would have ringed him out. But if you're talking about if he hit him with the actual poison dart, and if it's the same Goku that likes to goof off and, you know, never really, because real talk, like if Goku would have gone straight to blue and just elbowed Frost once in the stomach, it would have been game over. It would have been lights out.
Yeah, easily.
Yeah, but he goofs around too much, so if Goku would have goofed around a lot, I do think that Frost would have got him. So it all depends on how Goku treated the fight.
Right.
Yeah, so in this case, the thing about this tournament is now, and I really hope they do this, you can't goof around, dude. Like that whole, that Dragon Ball trope of, I'm only using half my power. Oh yeah? Well, I'm using 60%. Well, I'm using 65%. No, like, none of that anymore. I'm done with that trope. I love that about Dragon Ball, but I think now with this tournament, the stakes are too high to be goofing off.
Exactly. And what I was going to say is also I noticed that the fighters are a lot more intense than the Universe 6 guys. Because, like, for starters, Toppo was revealed on the Toei website to be so powerful that he's considered to be a candidate to be a god of destruction.
And we saw him take that blast, bro, and just disintegrate it into nothing, which is a very impressive feat. And
I feel like, honestly, I think he's considering it too. I mean, why else would they bring him with them to that team? I feel like at some point in his life, he's going to be like, yep, okay, I'm good. Let's do the whole god thing.
And he also has respect for the gods, too, from the way he talked.
Yeah, so what I was basically trying to say here is not only do you have to worry about deadly fighters, you also have to worry about deadly strong fighters. Now, we don't know what's going to happen next week. We got Gohan versus Lavenda, but it seems that he's going to pull a Frost on him. But the thing here is he's deadly. Frost wasn't deadly. Frost was an idiot. I mean, you guys saw what happened when Buu fought against Basil. Now, the only reason why Basil ended up, losing that fight ultimately was due to the fact that Majin Buu is a cheat code. That man is indestructible. I love the fact that Buu is on a team now, which is funny because when I initially looked at the team in Universe 6's tournament, I was like, why Buu? I mean, he's too childish to participate. All it takes is for him to just go to sleep or do something stupid, and then that's it, which is exactly what happened in the first tournament. But seeing him fight and seeing how useful he is and seeing how, like, there's, like, rules that allow you to basically kill or whatever, at least in the preliminaries, made him a huge asset. Now, again, what do you do when you don't have that? So that's why I'm really curious to see how this fight's going to happen this weekend, because not only can they not sense the three fighters, and not only can they sense them, and two, Gohan apparently is going to get blinded. So he's going to have to really do something crazy to win that fight. But again, remember, this is just the preliminaries. This is why I'm so hyped about this arc. Like, in my initial review video, I said I'm more excited about this arc than I am I like it more already than I do the Trunks arc. And the reason why is because it's a completely different atmosphere. It's way more serious. You have to kind of figure out how to get from point A to point B without losing your universe, because all it takes is one mistake and that's it. It's GG. No more Universe 7. This is not just about glory. This is about survival. That's why it's called the Universe Survival arc. So this is why I'm so excited about what's to come in this arc. And the other thing is Hit. Now, Hit has become one of my more favorite characters from Dragon Ball Super.
He'll be in there.
He's going to be in there. But not only is he going to be in there, if the rules are as constant as they are right now in the preliminaries, he'll be able to basically use all his techniques. And Hit doesn't play around.
Actually, I want to say this though. One of my subscribers hit me up on Twitter, and I don't know if you've gotten this yet, but they made a very good point. And that's a very good point. If they're going to be fighting in the void of nothing, Hit might not be able to use time skip, because in order for Hit to use time skip, he has to switch between realms. If he's unable to switch between realms, I don't know how it's going to work out, but if he cannot do that in that void, he might have been nerfed. His hack might be finished. It's very possible.
You know what?
That's a very good point.
Yeah, someone pointed that out to me. But at the same time, I feel like because... Oh my gosh, I don't really know. I feel like since he's creating his own pocket universe, in a way, it would still kind of work. You know what? This is a good question.
We'll see what happens. I think it will still work, but it's an easy way. Look, if they say, all right, Hit cannot time skip because of this reason, it's an easy way for the writers to protect hit. You know, in the wrestling business, they call it protecting. Like, he can't go all out, just like they did in the last tournament. So we're not going to job him out entirely. He's going to lose, but he's going to lose with an asterisk. He's going to lose by them saying, okay, he can't do this move. So I do like that if they do it that way. Actually, it's an easy way for them to get out of it, you know?
I do hope that they do that and his time skip doesn't work, because then we'll see his growth even go like further than what he's already shown. Because the thing about Hit is prior to fighting Goku, he never really had to go in. Like, he's basically a prodigy how Frieza was. And then he fights Goku. Goku figures out how to get across this trick, and then Hit himself has to figure out how to ascend, and he did. And not only did he ascend, but he ascended even more when he came back later and then, you know, fought against Goku and even killed Goku, technically, even though Goku came back to life. And that's still kind of confusing to me. He shot the Ki Blast up, came back down. We're not going to get into that. But the point is Hit has grown as warrior. So even if Hit does lose his ability to do a time skip in this like empty void, I still think he's going to be an amazing fighter. And then seeing those moves, his assassination techniques, fully in action, outside from what we saw in the filler episode where he killed Goku, or took out Goku because he didn't really kill him, and from what we saw in the games as well as what we saw in the tournament, he's going to be an exciting fighter. Overall, though, I'm pretty sure everybody's going to agree here that we hope that the rules are going to be around anything goes. You fight until the other person can move. And the other thing I'm going to kind of toss out there before we end this video is imagine this situation. Imagine we get to the point where it's like, let's say it's Gohan against one of the, let's say, Universe 3 fighter, for, you know, a fighter from Universe 3. And he wins the fight, but it's like the person is still alive. And it's like the Omni-King's like, okay, you know what? He's still moving. You got to take him out. You got to kill him. What are you going to do? And Gohan walks away. Well, he can't walk away. So it's like, well, what happened in a situation like that? So
yeah, I mean, they didn't say you have to kill your opponent. They just said you have to, you know, beat him, you know, knock him out or whatever.
Well, that's the thing. Out of honor, would they do it?
Well, that's the thing that's interesting is that I think a lot of those guys from Universe 7 and even some of the guys from Universe 6 would probably have, especially Kaba, I feel like they would have mercy and they wouldn't do it, but they kind of have to do it because the Omni-King said so. Yeah, which again goes back to that whole righteous angel, you know, or righteous devil, you know, evil angel theory that's been going around now about, you know, these gods are really turning into these, I guess you can say, I guess cruel in a way, or ruthless, or savage, whatever word you want to use. I don't think that's gonna happen, but if it does happen, I think it will be interesting for the characters because they're gonna have to pretty much do what Zeno says. They're gonna have to do it, begrudgingly. And I think, I'm curious if that's gonna end up building tension for something later. Like if that's gonna build a problem for them later, because now it's gonna go. It's all going to go back to what Beerus said and what the theme of Super has been so far. There's actually an overarching theme to this series that people are not thinking about. And that's the fact that these guys are relying and making way too many friendships with gods, not understanding that you're playing a very dangerous game by messing around with deities. Yeah, and Beerus, okay, fine. You know, they got him. He likes pudding. They got him to be cool. You know, Whis to Champa, you know, he's not really threatening to the good guys that much. But now we're dealing with entities that cannot be stopped by mortals or even by other gods. So
and they all view it very differently. It's like, you're so disrespectful to the gods. It's like, okay, so this is the atmosphere we're dealing with here.
Yeah, the whole point is that Goku is playing a very dangerous game, and that's something that a lot of people have been talking about this week. I have not talked about it on a video yet, and I know that a lot of our peers have. I'm still kind of thinking about it before I say anything, but no matter which way you think about Goku's character, he's definitely playing a very dangerous game.
Right. With that said, let us know your thoughts in the comment section below, how you guys feel about this tournament, any theories, speculations you guys have of your own, and what you're personally looking forward to, and we can kind of discuss as a community what to expect here. But again, until this airs, we don't really know which direction it's going to go, and we've still probably got a couple weeks before the real tournament even starts. But until then, at least let's have fun and speculate to all our heart's content. And yeah. Anyways, if you enjoyed today's video, feel free to leave a like rating below. Let's go for 9,001 likes. As always, check out Geekdom in the description below. And as always, I hope you guys enjoy the rest of your day, and we'll see you guys in the comment section below.